Okay, here we go. I have my weight vest on. See this? So I'm just telling you, can you load without a weight vest? You're like, I don't want to get a weight vest. Yeah, you can, but you have to be very mindful of how you're moving, and you will have something in your hands. So, for instance, we're going to use a leg weight today. My leg weights are right here, and I got my weight vest on. Okay. If you use your weights, then I'm going to walk around right now to get warmed up, and I'm gonna go into the class pretty quickly because Kathy's back with us, and I know she's going to be counting. Therefore, I have to get going here and move from one to the other, and hopefully she'll get mixed up and won't follow. Keep counting. but I don't think so. I think she's going to count. Okay, here's the deal. I have a 20-pound weight vest. I'm going to move around. Okay, I'm going to do some bending forward, bending backward. I'm going to get warmed up. If you want to do moving around and just use your own body weight, fine, that's great. If you want to put a load on your frame, and this is to preserve muscle, yes, because if you preserve muscle, you preserve bone. You know how that works, right? Do you see what I'm doing? I'm sliding backwards. Now I'm sliding forward. And guess what happens? The minute that you start to walk forward, and if you will just notice what kind of a body position you have when you're starting to take the first step. I think I've done a sequence on this one time. I remember it. Here's what I want you to do. See, I have 20 pounds hanging on my shoulders. Plus, I just picked up 9 and 9 to mimic what most of you are going to do because you don't have a backpack or a weight vest. You see what I'm doing? I'm hesitating. Say that word out loud to yourself, because the minute you take the first step, that's when your posture starts to head south. And see, if I do that and I'm carrying a weight vest, I'm already in trouble with my back. And you might say, well, then why do I want to pick up weight? Because you're trying to preserve your bones. And all you have to do is take a step and say, hesitate, and say, rib cage up. That's it. And the next step, rib cage up. And by the third or fourth step, now you're going to be in the process of changing how you ambulate forward. So that instead of, like many of your friends, instead of getting into this hunched over walking, see this? That's what I see. And a lot of it, I would say upwards toward 80%, we have control over. And so you may think, well, why is she wasting time? Why don't we get into the class? I am into the class. You know why? I have a 20-pound weight vest on. I'm ambulating. And every step that I take forward for the first 2 or 3, I'm saying rib cage up. You know what that does? Breathe through the nose. That makes me extend my back. And then when you walk back, don't cave. Now, I picked up a 9-pound and a 9-pound to emulate what you might be doing there at home. You could have it in your hands. If you don't want to grab something right off that's that heavy, you don't have to. Put it up on your shoulders, okay? So now I'm just securing them, and I'm doing a little walk, and now I'm going to step side. I'm going to say rib cage up. I'm going to step, and I'm going to do a little walking and pivoting. And you might say, well, if you're walking, you're not pivoting. That would be true. However, I want to emphasize the circular stepping, not so much locking your toe down. I hope that's making sense to you. Now, right now, if you put some weights up on your shoulders, right now, you've got to stay rib cage up. You've got to extend that back and take a step around. Then we're going to step forward, say rib cage up, brace, and breathe. Rib cage up, brace, and breathe. So yeah, I have 9 pounds and 9 pounds on my shoulders. Now I'm going to turn around and do that little circular. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to circle the other way. But here's the deal. I'm not going fast. I'm saying rib cage up. I'm thinking about how my foot pattern is, dropping my shoulders, taking a big deep breath. And whereas you might say, well, I'm only putting this weight on me when I'm with you, you know, on this workout. Well, there's nothing keeping you from putting these weights on your shoulders while you're listening to things, while you're watching anything on TV. If you do that through the day, if you just would pick up your weights and walk forward and back with your rib cage up, and then do a few pivot turns. So here I go. I'm going to pivot turn. I'm saying rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up. And then I'm going to come up here and turn pivot the other way. Not fast. Not fast. I'm not going as fast as probably Julia is when she's doing her dancing. Do you see how I'm stepping and then I'm hesitating? Yeah, that word hesitation is your cue word. You know what it's your cue word for? It's your cue word for lining yourself up, mostly picking your rib cage up and dropping your shoulders. Big breath, big breath. Now I'm going to go the other way, turn. So I'm just walking around a little bit with a weight vest and or a carry. And in the form of our weights, we can put them right on our shoulders, okay? Now I'm gonna go ahead and put these down for a second. And I'm going to go to my chair. See this? I told you I'm gonna use some leg weights today, didn't I? So I'm gonna step wide. So now we're jumping right into the second part of the class, okay? So here's the deal. Stand straight as an arrow. And then step and step. And I'm doing this all in front of my chair, okay? So I'm dropping my shoulders. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to reach back. See that? Now here's my question to you. If I came into your room right this minute and you were reaching out and you were reaching back, what would you be doing with your knees? Have you locked your knees? If you've locked them, which many people do that, just soften them. I'm not saying bend them, I'm saying soften them so that you engage your muscles, okay? Then we go reach out, we go reach back, then we go step in just a little bit, then we go swing back, and then we come up, okay? So I'm just getting you ready. I'm swinging up, I'm coming back, and you don't have to go way up. You can just come right here in front of your eyes. See, just a little above your, right your eyebrow. See that? See that? Then you swing. Okay? I might have some people out there that when you were in school, maybe you did broad jumps. We did those. Okay? So when you're swinging, you're lining up. You're doing a full core. See, I'm pushing with my knees soft. My toes are forward. I've got a weight vest on, so I have an advantage of that. You don't have to have a weight vest, but I'm using it for this first part of class right now. And when you start to use a weight vest, the idea is that you can do other things with your hands, that you can move in all kinds of ways. but you have weight here. So you have to think about that and line yourself up. So here I come back around, here I come right back up here. Here I come back down, and here I come back up here. Now you know what you're starting to do? I'll tell you what you're starting to do. When we do this little swing and we come here, there's several of us that get into the little thing called positional head down. I don't want you to go positional head down. What I want you to do, put your hands out here, swing right now, push into the heels. Don't take your head down. You're reaching back here. Go into your heels. Go into your heels. See, find your seat that's right behind you. Heels. Put your butt down. Then come back up. Okay, so now that was the first one. I got you ready just for that one. Here we go. Hands out. Swing. Do not put your head down here. Put your butt down like it's gonna go to the chair and then come back off. Go to the chair, come back off. Breath. Through the nose. Chair, back, chair, back, chair, breath, chair, breath, and come back forward. You should have started to feel these firing. If you didn't, you either were one of those that were putting your head down because you have a false sense of, oh yeah, I'm doing a sit to stand, and you're not, you're putting your head down. So here I go. My hands are out. I'm gonna make sure my toes are forward and they're at least the chair width apart. So that means a little wider than shoulders. Because as you come down right here, especially if you have a vest on or a backpack, now bend those knees, push into the heels, get your butt down here, butt down here, butt down here, come back up. Breath, drop your chin, breath, go into the heels, breath, into the heels, breath. Yeah, just keep exhaling on exertion. Breath, and you're just looking down, but your head is not lower than your butt. That's very important here. Take a breath. Just two more. Stay with me. One more. Okay, up. And you're right here. Should have felt that. Step out. And then step back. You're right here in front of the chair. Okay? Drop your shoulders, take a big breath through the nose. Step out. Now in that stepping out, see, I didn't lean really far in. Not that you can't, but if you have a weight vest, you gotta make sure you're hip hinging. So any moving forward is from the hip hinge. It's not by rounding. Okie dokie. My leg back here is straight. My leg is straight on here. So I'm doing one of those very important moves that you need to always be very proficient at in the backward lunge position. See? Now drop my shoulders, big breath. Now I'm out here pretty far and I'm gonna get back there. And if you're hanging on to weight, that could be a little thought-provoking there because you're like, oh, I'm not sure I can do that. So let's do it one more time. See, I'm right here from my chair. I could go down or I could go out. See that? Then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna take a big breath through my nose and I'm gonna come out. See that? So that puts my hip back here, this hip, in a really good recovery position because we do too much sitting. Okie dokie. And because we do too much sitting, this is a really good pairing of a move with sit to stands. See this? See, I'm pushing my hips forward. Yeah, my knee in the back is soft. It's not locked, but it's straight. It's just not locked. Now, I really want you to push your hips forward. Yeah, this is my hip replace side. Over here, this is my knee replace side. Okay, now soften your knees, take a breath. You're gonna move this foot back. See that? I want you to get proficient at handling your body, especially if you're carrying a weight in a weight vest or in your hands. See, I could be doing this whole thing with my weights here or in my hands. That would be perfectly fine. It doesn't have to be a 9. It doesn't have to be a 12. It could be a 3 or a 6. And our weights go from 3 in 3-pound increments up to 18, which is great. So you can use that. You can make this whole maneuvering thing that I'm doing right now. See, I just stepped forward very hard by hanging on some weights. Okay. Say rib cage up, drop your shoulders, breath, and then come back. Your knees are soft. They are soft. Okay, now we're gonna go and do some sit downs again. So this is about our third set right now. Okay. I'm not really doing, I don't know, 10. I don't think. Kathy would know. I'm going to try to do between 6 and 8 now. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to shift. As I shift, my chin is tucked. I could have weights or not. And I'm going to go into the heels. And right here is the sticking point. If I came into your room right now and you were going to sit down, many of you would be putting your head down first. Don't do that. Oh, that's a positional mistake that you don't want to do. Shift, drop the butt. Come on down. See, there it is right there. And yes, I'm using my little balance pad. That gives me 2 inches. Okay, now when we do this without it, which we're going to do in a minute, you'll see a big difference. But the first sets that I'm doing is with it. So I'm going to hip hinge forward. I can have weights. Come into here and push into the heels. Take a breath. Exhale. Push and come up. So here I am. Push. Exhale. Come on down. Go do a tap. Lift. A tap. Lift. And where are you lifting? You're lifting by opening and closing at the knee. Your hip is staying pretty closed. Breath. Breath, breath, breath. Just 2 more, just 2 more. Breath, and come up. Yeah, I want that to become easy for you to do. Seriously. I know. I know. It hurts me more than you. Okay, you ready? We're going to do that step out. When you're going to do a step out, think about your body positioning, okay? So now I'm down here, and I'm going to go forward and cross. Be ready. I hope you're listening, because when you go forward and cross, and you're stepped out like this in a split stance with a backward lunge position, you're going to get off. Be ready. Bend the knees. You're going to go pull, 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 pull. Say rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up. So back with your hand and forward with your hand. Crossing, back and forward. Soft knees. You're coming down, soft knees. And when I say you're coming down back here. Breath, breath, breath. Just 2 more, just 2 more. Breath and breath. Whew. Say rib cage up. You're going to bring the front leg back. Right here. Okie dokie. Make sure you stand in front of your chair. Now you're going to take the other leg forward. Are you ready? So go to a stance. Push your hips forward. Release your hips right now. Then you come back. Rib cage up. Take a big step forward. As big as you can. We're going to come back here with the arms as far as we can. Drop our shoulders. Now, right now is where you get your stance. So you want to bend those knees. Say rib cage up. Start very slow at first. Get your bearings. Take a breath, 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 and then go a little quicker. All the way over and back, over and back. Stay down with those knees bent. Breath, 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 breath. Keep going. Okay, 2 more. Yeah, we go 1 and 2 in, y'all. Okay, here we go. Take your stance. Now I'm going to take this leg and go back. Okay, tighten in, breath, and step back. So the step forward and back. This is kind of a big deal. And see, I'm doing all this with a weight vest. You could do all of it holding on to weights. You could have them right here. That would be perfectly fine. Breath and back. So this is a very good maneuver to do with your rib cage up. Because here's the deal. I'm going to recap. Everything I'm doing right now is to get you to be mindful of those first 2 steps that you take. I'm telling you, I've noticed it in myself. I see it with seniors all the time. You'll get up from a chair, whether you have something in your hands or not, and you're all bent over. Stand up and hesitate. There's that word again. Say rib cage up, drop my shoulders. It's a bracing that works to support your back. And you take that first step and you hesitate and you say rib cage up, and you step and you say hesitate, rib cage up. Okay, so see, all of this stuff I could do hanging on to weights to load me, but I had a weight vest on. All right. It's and again, you can get just a backpack and load it. Make sure you can cinch it around so it's snug to your waist. Okay, here I am, still going to keep my pad here, still going to keep my weight vest on. And I'm going to, because I'm going to mimic what you're doing at home, I'm going to go ahead and pick up 2 9-pound weights each. And I'm going to come down here and sit. Okay, so I'm going to have my weights, but right now I'm going to put my leg weights on. I told you I was going to do that, right? So I'm going to put my weights down. And you see, as I bend forward, see this? I have 20 pounds riding on me right here. As I bend myself forward, that is a big deal. So you got to pay attention to your position, because I'm coming down here to grab a weight. Okie dokie. When I go to apply it to my ankle, I can go forward, or I can put my leg up here and do it, but I still have to bend forward is the point. And this is where most people will lose it. How do they lose it? They round their back. Don't round your back. I want you to get to where you can come down through the middle of your legs here, and you can go as far as possible, and you should start feeling a stretch coming in through your groin. You got it? And why is this important? See, we got 2 extra inches to go. Because most of us do this. We sit down, we bend, and we put our socks and shoes on. Now, some of you might say, oh, I don't do it that way. I put my leg up somewhere. That's fine. You can do that. That's a safe thing to do. But many of us will come forward and we don't hit hip hinge and we don't keep our back extended. And that's exactly what you got to do. Okie dokie. Hey, Mac. Come say hi. You're okay. Okay, so I'm hip hinging. You see this? The whole time I'm down here, I'm hip hinging. Now I'm putting my 2 leg weights on. And I think that these are 5 or 8 pounds. I'm not sure. Anyway, watch out, Mac. Now, the reason I wanted you to put your weights on right now is because they're There are many, many of you who have had knees replaced and or hips replaced. Stay sitting down. I just have to put my little fan on because I'm getting warm. And that's one of the goals of today is get your heat up. When you start getting your heat up in response to activity, then you know that you're trying to marshal the troops of those little things inside your cells called mitochondria that are little factories of energy. And some of us need to create more of them. So when you're getting hot, those mitochondria are activating. Okay, so here I am. I have my little 2 inches here, and I can go from here, and I can come back down. This is, again, another time that you want to hip hinge backward, okay? So shoulders are down, and I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to come up, and I'm going to hold it until I feel this muscle like grabbing and saying, what is going on? I know. So this is very specific to the quad, okay? I'm going to do a very specific like this to the quad, and then I'm going to do a counter one for the back of the leg muscles. But I'm going to open back, drop my shoulders, hold on, take a breath, and just bring this leg up until this is just saying, oh my goodness, where did that thing come from? And then you go to your heel, you stay back, you say rib cage up. But because I have a weight vest on, and you could be holding on, here, let me do this. Hold on to your weights. You could be doing this. You could be doing this. However you want to float your boat here, but your back stays extended, and you come up, and you come back, and you come up, and you come back. Take a breath, drop your shoulders, open back, and you're just getting that leg to go into extension. Yeah, you're extending that foot so that it works on the front of your shin. And here's the deal, when you take it out there, right to there, now we're gonna do little flicks. See that little flick? So it's just a down and up. So this is my knee replaced side. I'm gonna say rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up, bring it back in. And again, you can have these weights here because you have to use your core more. So I'm gonna open back. Now I'm gonna take the other leg up and just do a little flick. See that? So I can tell you on my hip replaced side, man, the muscles in my thigh do not feel the same firing as the muscles on the other side, my knee replaced side. See how I'm doing this little flick? Yeah, it's kind of a repeat extension, leg extension. See, boom, boom, boom. Yes, one more, and then come back in. So it took quite a few for me to feel it on that side, okay? So now I'm going to not just keep going on this. I'm going to use my launching pad. I've got my weights. And those of you out there, you need about a medium weight for what we're going to be doing. For me, medium is anywhere from 9 to 12, kind of bridging into 15, okay? So I'm going to hip hinge. I'm going to get ready. And I'm going to work the back part of my arms now, okay? And if you have a body weight on, great, hip hinge, come here, you've got your hand weights, and all you're gonna do is just open that elbow and roll the shoulders in, that's it. So hip hinge, back with the hands, roll those shoulders in, yes, back, roll the shoulders, breath, back, roll the shoulders, breath, back, roll the shoulders, breath, roll those shoulders, breath. See, I'm not way down, I'm just right here. So you just wanna get those muscles behind not only my back, but the upper shoulder and the upper back are my stability for this little move. Just stay with me, stay with me. If you feel those muscles are starting to talk to you, that's what we're working for. Yes. Take a breath. Just two more. Breath. One more. Yes. Okay. So here I am. I'm going to go ahead and stand up. Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. You hip hinge. Push into the heels. Take a breath. You release the butt. You come up. Yes, right there. Take a big breath. And you come down. And you hesitate. And here's what you do when you hesitate. You drop the butt. Drop the butt. Just hang out here for a little bit. Just hang out here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up again. Yes, I know. And then I'm going to bring my weights. I'm going to come right here. So now I've applied 9 and 9. So that's 18 with the 20 pounds on my weight vest. Then I have, it's either 5 or 8. I gotta get a weight scale. Take a breath. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm not ambulating. I'm lifting. I'm just lifting with a hesitation. And here's the dead giveaway that you are not balancing. If you bring that leg up a little and you have to quickly put it down, yes, go ahead and do it. But I want you to stay on target. So drop your shoulders, shift, soften the knee. Here we go. We're going to bring it up. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Put it down when you want to put it down. Yeah, take a breath. Shift. Okay, rib cage up. Here we go. Bring it up. And if you have to put your toe down for a kickstand, that's okay. Soften your knee. Bring it up. See, this makes you use your whole body to get this hesitation. So I don't want you to just quickly bring your leg up and then put it down because you're losing balance. I want you to be on target. Shift, breath. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And then back down. Shift. Rib cage up. Rib cage up. Breath, soft knees. Hold. 1001, 1002, 1003. Yeah, I know. You start drifting. That's why one-legged stances in a challenge of holding on to it is so good. Okay, I'm gonna put one of these weights down. Okay, and I'm gonna bring the other one right here, and we're gonna challenge that stance. Okay, so here I am. I can hip hinge, but I have to be very braced in my tummy. So hip hinge, yes. Knees are soft, yes. Come here. I'm gonna act like I'm pulling. And I'm gonna go from one side to the other side while I'm hanging on to this weight. So if you had a setup where you had a stretchy band attached to something solid and pull against it, that would even be better. But holding your stance now see, I'm letting you shift. Okay, now I don't want you to shift. Okay, I want you to sit back, don't shift. You're gonna reach here and then you're gonna pull. Do you see how different that is for your core to activate? And when you do that, sit back, breath, pull. Breath, pull. As if you're pulling against a band. But do you see how I'm not shifting from one side to the other? Right, I'm doing a weighted transverse across the body pull is what I'm doing. And yeah, you could do it with a band. If you had one of those heavier bands, because this is a total body pull. Okay, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Take a breath. Okay, 2 more. Here we go. Okay, 1 more. Ah. Okay, take that weight, and you're right here in your wide stance. Okay, this is one of those main longevity moves, of which we've already done like 3 or 4 of those moves. Backward lunge is 1, sit to stands are 1, and here's a froggy squat. So the minute you start to come forward, check yourself. I'm not there to do it. Drop your shoulders, tighten your tummy, take a breath. When you push your hips back, your chin tucks. See, it's coming down. So I'm pushing that butt back and down, 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 down. Try to get to the floor. Now go into the heels, pull and come up and just tap one side of your shoulder. I don't care which. Your hips are forward. Okay, now come to neutral. Take a breath. Bring it right here. You're not swinging it this time. You are doing a froggy squat, whatever. Your feet are wide. Toes are out just a little, okay? Shove your hips back. Come down, 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 down. Keep your chin tucked. Get your butt down now. Get your butt down. Butt down, butt down. Take a breath. Heels, come up. And now we swing this right here. See, I'm coming to the front of my shoulder. No further, just right there. Then you come right here to the center, right here, and you come to your forehead, and your elbows are pointing out. You come right here to the chest. Take a breath, soften up those legs, drop your shoulders, rib cage up, big breath, right there. Yes, and come back down. Yes, here we go. 2 more times, here we go, right here. And come right here to the chest. Take a breath. Elbows are in, elbows are in. When you bring that weight to your forehead, look at my elbows. You should be able to see your elbows right in front of your chest. You don't take it back. You're right here. Take a breath and come right here. That's this kind of muscle. Shoving. Yeah, I don't go up. I don't flare my elbows. Okay? Check yourself on that. Take a breath. 1 more time. We're going to go down like a froggy squat. See, my legs are wide. I'm going to hold it down there for a little bit. So get ready. Push your butt back. You're coming down, coming down, coming down. Coming down at the lowest point. You still got your weight. Drop your butt. Drop your butt and then go 1, 2, breath, 3, heels, heels, heels. Push into the heels. 2 more. 1 more. And come up. Bring it up. Right to the elbow, the shoulder. Then you come center. Then you come to the forehead. See, I'm not going over my head. I'm going right here and back down. Like I'm gonna chop some wood. So right here, boom, right there. Right to the forehead. Boom. Breath. Come down. Now go to the other side. We're going to go down, down, down. Last one. Froggy squat. Come all the way down. Now hold it down there. And go 1, 2, 3, 4. Little pulses. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Push through the heels. Ah, right there to the shoulder. Then you come forward and you go to the forehead. Look at your elbows. And then come back down. Yay. Okay, now we're going to counter the moves that we did for our quads. And how are we going to do that? We're going to take our little chair. See? I'm just going to turn it around. Put my hands there, and I still have my weight vest on. That's okay if you take yours off, but whether you have it on or you don't, you gotta watch your body position. So now we're gonna take our weighted leg and step back, and then drop our shoulders, soften the knee, and I'm gonna lift from my hip right there. Boom. I'm gonna do 4, 3, 4, and now when it's up there, I'm gonna take that heel and I'm gonna come into the hip. See that? So it's up and it's a 1, 2, squeeze your gluteal, 3, 4, and here we go. Bring it here and bring that heel to the hip. And bring that heel to the hip. Bring the heel to the hip, then step back down, okay? Push down, go one knee forward, other knee forward. One knee forward, other knee forward. Yeah, just like that, just a little rock out, okay? Shift, soften your knee. Stay with me, y'all. This is a very important move to do. Okie dokie. And take the leg back on the other side. Okay, squeeze your gluteal. All right, push down, tighten the tummy, breath, and the heel leads. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, and a 4, and then we just slowly bring that heel in, and slowly bring that heel in. Breath, bring that heel in, breath, bring that heel in, and then come back, okay? Now, bring one leg in, one leg out. So I'm not swinging, I'm not walking, I am hinging my hip joint out and in, okay? Out and then bring it in. So I've got a weight on my ankle that reverberates up to your hip and your back. So drop your shoulders, tight tummy, you step out with that leg weight, and then you come in. And you step out, and you come in. And you can have your hands on here lightly, but when you ambulate, I don't want you ambulating with a leg weight. I want you doing specific motion. See? Because you have that leg weight. The load is on an extended lever. That can give, that you have to take precaution with, okay? Now, I'm gonna come back down. I'm gonna keep the pad on here for the first part. Then I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna take my weight, my vest. And so you can kind of see by my motions. Yeah, I'm just doing a careful ambulation. Don't ambulate with your leg weights, generally. I swear. Well, I try not to swear. But when I see somebody out in a park walking or running with leg weights, oh my goodness. Tell them to call me. Okay, so here I am. Okay, and here's what's going to happen. We're going to go to an out position with our legs. See that? I'm going to lean back. And when I lean back, I don't mean leverage onto your chair. You're kind of suspended here. That makes your tummy work. Okay? This is what's predicated on all these chair things that people are doing. It's great, but sometimes when they forget to keep their back in extension when they're doing all this stuff with their arms and legs, that's where the breakdown happens. So as you open, you drop your shoulders, you take a breath, you can hang on here. You're gonna bring your leg up like this, and you're gonna turn it a little bit with that leg weight. See that? And then you come back to center. So you're up here, you're working hard to keep it up here. You're gonna turn it and then come back in. So your heel's coming to the inside, okay? Open, lift, turn. You don't do it fast and jerky, you just turn. So that is working huge muscles. One of them is very long. It's called a sartorius, and it starts way up into the lower part of your frame on your lower spine, and it inserts in front of your knee. So see this move? And then if I do it like this, be ready. You are gonna feel it right here. Okay, these are hardly ever addressed. So drop your shoulders, open back, lift the knee. See, it's weighted. Turn that heel out until you feel it, then come back, then turn the heel into the inside, okay? And then come back. And you don't have to hang out there. It's gonna really be quite a sharp feeling of muscle use. And again, this is my knee replace side. This is my hip replace side. So I'm doing very minimum work to activate those muscles. So I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna come in with my heel, and then I'm gonna turn and take that heel out. But did you see how I'm holding my position? My knee is up. I'm gonna rotate, bring that heel in, then I'm gonna come to center, then I'm gonna bring that heel out. And yeah, I feel it on this side. Breath, not much, but a little. I don't want a lot. I just want those muscles to know that we know they're there. We're trying to activate them. See how I'm bringing my heel out? I drop my knee toward the center, then come to neutral, then bring that heel to the center. And if you stick with that more than 6 times, you're gonna feel it. That was only twice. Now we're gonna come back and revisit it. Before we do that, we're gonna launch. We're gonna launch. Are you ready? I'm gonna drop my shoulders. I'm gonna lead my quad going into my heels. So when I hip hinge forward, that is your cue to do what? Anytime you go to stand up, you hip hinge forward. You shift to your heels. Yes. Drop your chin, heels, lead your quad, boom. That should be real easy for you to stand up now because you've lost your weight. I took off my weight vest. I'm like, whoa. And then come back down and do it twice more. This should be natural. You shouldn't even have to remind yourself of this after you've done it for a while. Hip hinge, drop my chin, breath, go to my heels, boom. And come back down, and you do everything in reverse. Here we go, one more time. Hip hinge, rib cage up, heels, Rottweiler. And then come back down. Okay, you ready? Now, I'm doing this with my pad here because that gives me 2 inches extra, okay? So I want to point that out. I'm gonna hip hinge back, rib cage up, breath, and I'm gonna come to the inside with that heel. Then I'm gonna go to the outside with that heel. So I bring my knee in or I bring my knee out. See that? And it's weighted. And you should be feeling it in all those structures around that hip. Take it right to as far as you feel you can. It will tell you. It will tell you, okay? Open back, take a breath. Other leg is up. Tighten, brace, keep breathing. The knee goes out, the heel comes in. And then we can reverse. Then heel goes outside and the knee comes inside. And then we do it again. And we do it again. And we do it again. And we do it. Again, and no, I don't feel it nearly like I did over here because of having a hip replaced. You just don't have the same feeling there. Okay, breath. Yes. I'm going to take this out, put it right there. Okay. From here now, I'm going to hip hinge. I'm going to come down all the way. I'm going to release that weight on my leg. You see how far down I can come without rounding my back? And then I come back up. Take a big deep breath. Yes. Now I'm facing the chair. Just facing the chair. Right here. Right here. Hip hinge, just like that. And then come back. Okay. So this move right here, honestly, this move, teaching kids who are way behind on their motor skills, this is a very hard thing to teach a kid because the minute I move forward, they get all screwy with their back. Keep your back extended, you hip hinge back, take a big deep breath. You can have your hands just gently rest. And I'm going to shift. I'm going to stand on one leg and I'm going to come up and then I'm going to go to the side and then I'm going to bring it up. So a whole range of motion and then to the back. Okay, so let's reposition however you need to. You're going to be shifted into your supporting leg. Shoulders are down, rib cage up. You have your chair right here. Okay, take a big breath, then come back. Then we go all the way here and tap. See, my knee turns. See that? Then I go from here and I bring it in. So open the door right here and then do a little circular motion and you go to the back and then lift. So right here. Okay? Then I'm going to turn my knee out, tap, and then bring it up and bring it right here. So the noticing that you should be doing is if you do that little sequence even 3 times and you use minimal help here, you're going to feel it on that supporting leg. Okie dokie. This is called functional strength work. That's what it's called. Because you want to be able to function in many directions, even with your hip replace. This is my hip replace side. Here's my knee replace side. Here we go. Hip hinge, tight tummy, soften up my knees. Breath, drop your shoulders, shift. Take that leg back, squeeze the butt. It's going to come up. Then I'm going to turn, bring that knee to the side, tap. Then I'm going to bring it all the way up here. Then I'm going to take it back, down. The knee is heading the opposite direction of my body. Then I'm going to come back around here and I'm going to lift. And this is all by only holding here lightly. So it's a lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze. Now turn that knee out. You're going to go sideways, tap. Then you're going to bring it up and bring it over to the chair. Drop your shoulders, breath, bring it up, open, tap that toe to the side. This knee is soft and holding everything together. Then you're back here and you're going to go squeeze the butt, squeeze the butt, squeeze the butt. Here we go, last time, here we go. Knee is turned out. Now lift, now bring it in. Now bring the knee up, all the way open, tap, and swing it back to the back. Your hips are forward now, and you're going to come up and up. So that's my version with a replaced knee and a replaced hip of hip mobility using your own body weight and positions of motion that we all want to be able to do. We want to be able to do that kind of motion with our joints. Okay, so See where we're doing. We're doing good. Here we are. Here's our W. See that? See that? Yeah. See, I can take with my wrist straight, not bent. I want to come back and I want to be able to tap my shoulders with my thumbs. This gets me to open. Yeah, just do that on a regular basis. So from today, yeah, if you could just put a weight vest on or do a few froggy squats or sit to stands, this is my W. See that? This is my W. I got to be able to do that. Okay? Then I can go into a T. I can do all of this on one leg if I want to. That would be 1 minute break, 2-minute break. See how I'm doing that? Okay, now I'm going to go into a Y. And I drop my shoulders and I point my thumbs back. Now soften up your knees. Some of you have locked them. I just know this. With as cold as it is up here, you want to lock everything up and just kind of hunker down and come back down and come back down. Then do a little swing outs. And remember, just step back. You don't have to have any special anything to just step back once in a while. See that? And make sure that when you step back, that you're soft in your joints, that your rib cage is up, and then remember the art of the hesitation. The hesitation, there's a real science to it. The art comes in your version of it, however you want to do it. If you want to hesitate and leave your legs suspended, that's fine. But generally, when we go to walk, all of this training falls apart on the first 2 steps. Because if you notice yourself, when you start, the minute you take that first step, we start hunkering forward. I don't want you to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm going to drop my shoulders, keep my chin tucked. When I take that first step, I hesitate. And I say rib cage up. So that I don't just start leaning forward as I'm walking around. And a lot of this, you guys, is simply being aware of what you're doing, okay? Anyway, y'all, hurt me more than you. I hope you're getting versed in doing a little body loading with some vests. Okay. Yeah, I know.